The AK-47 is one of the most iconic firearms ever made. It's cheap, it's reliable, it's accurate, and it comes in many different calibers. There are over 100 million of them out there. And because it has been produced by so many different countries, there isn't one definitive history of the weapon. It's estimated that 1 in 4 people on the planet live in a country where the AK is standard issue. So today we thought we would share with you 20 interesting facts about this legendary rifle. 1. The AK-47 was not the first weapon Mikhail Kalashnikov designed. Before creating what would become the world's most popular rifle, Kalashnikov had designed several different machine guns. One of these, the PPS-43, was actually used during World War II by the Soviet Union. 2. But when he created the AK, he did base some of his ideas off weapons he'd seen during World War II. The AK uses a rotating bolt and a long recoil stroke, which was common among the submachine guns of World War II. But it was also very similar to the German MP-43, which had been designed by the Sturmgewehr 44 or STG-44, which was the first assault rifle. 3. Kalashnikov didn't invent the term assault rifle, but he did help popularize it. 4. The AK-47 was not the first assault rifle, but it was the first one to be widely adopted. Germany had fielded the STG-44 in limited numbers during the last year of World War II, and it was incredibly effective. However, they simply couldn't produce enough of them to arm more than a few select units. After the war, both the US and the Soviet Union realized the effectiveness of this new type of weapon and began to develop their own versions. The US went with the M1 and the Soviets went with the AK. 5. The AK-47 wasn't even the first rifle to be adopted by the Soviet Union. That honor goes to the Mosin Nagant M9-130, which had originally been designed in 1891. 6. The original intention behind the AK was to replace the M9-130 along with several different machine guns. Like many other rifles, the AK-47 is a selective fire weapon. This means that it can switch between semi-automatic mode, where it fires one shot per trigger pull, and automatic mode, where it will continue to fire while the trigger is held down. 7. But unlike many other rifles, the switch is located at the rear of the trigger guard instead of up above the trigger. The safety selector on the AK is located on the right side of the receiver and is ambidextrous. 8. Because the AK was intended to be a cheap, simple weapon that could be mass-produced, the Soviets didn't put much effort into marketing it. In fact, it wasn't given an official name until 1949, 5 years after it was first adopted. 9. The AK is sometimes referred to as a platform, which in military and law enforcement jargon refers to a basic design that can be modified to suit different needs. For example, the HK-MP5 is a submachine gun platform that is widely used by special forces around the world. There are dozens of different variants of the AK platform. For example, the Romanian was the first to adopt the AKM, which is a lighter version of the original that uses stamped sheet metal for the receiver. 10. Other variations include the AKS with its wooden stock, the AK-74 with its shorter barrel and special 5.45mm ammo, the AK-100 series with their new polymer furniture and Picatinny rails, and many, many more. Some have even been modernized with special coatings and upgraded optics. 11. The standard AK-74 was the first version to stray significantly from the original design. Aside from the shorter barrel and slightly smaller 5.45x 45mm cartridge, it also features a unique muzzle brake that helps reduce recoil and muzzle flip. 12. Another difference is that the gas tube is exposed instead of being enclosed within the handguard like on the original AK. It also uses a different type of magazine with a different mag release button, although this was later standardized so that it could accept AKM magazines. 13. Throughout the Cold War, there were rumors that the West had developed a special chemical weapon that could dissolve the paint and finish off the AK, rendering it useless. Supposedly, the Soviets came up with their own top-secret solution to this problem and began coating the AK-74 with a special epoxy paint that wouldn't melt away in chemical warfare situations. This turned out to be completely false. The epoxy coating was simply part of a new production standard. Later, it was discovered that the British had made up the whole story in order to get the Soviets to waste time and resources on something that wasn't real. 14. Today, the AK-74 is often preferred to the standard AK because the smaller round is less lethal to friendly troops while still being able to penetrate soft body armor. As of 2018, it's the standard service rifle of the Russian ground forces and the Russian airborne forces. It's also used by a number of other countries, including Armenia, Belarus, Cambodia, China, India, Iran, Iraq, Mexico, Mongolia, Myanmar, North Korea, Poland, Slovakia, Tajikistan, Ukraine, and Vietnam. 15. Russia has recently introduced the AK-12 as a replacement for the AK-74. Like the AK-74, it uses a 5.45x 45mm cartridge, but it has a number of new features. These include an adjustable gas block that allows the soldier to fine-tune the weapon's gas system, a new muzzle brake with a built-in flash hider, ambidextrous controls, a folding stock, and Picatinny rails on both the upper receiver and the fore end. 16. To date, there have been over 15 million AK-74 rifles produced, with around 500,000 being manufactured each year. The Chinese Type 81 is essentially a copy of the AK-74 and is used by the People's Liberation Army. Other copies include the Indian INSAS and the Romanian PSL. 17. The AK-100 series is a newer set of rifles based off the AK platform that feature new materials and manufacturing techniques. They all have stamped receivers and polymer furniture, making them lighter than the older models. 18. As mentioned before, the AK-103 is equipped with a folding stock, a rail on top of the dust cover, and a rail on the fore end. This makes it ideal for mounting optics and other accessories. It also has a redesigned muzzle brake that serves both as a brake and a flash hider. 19. Many people believe that the AK is extremely inaccurate compared to Western rifles. While it is true that the AK was never designed with long-range precision shooting in mind, it is by no means as inaccurate as people claim. At 100 yards, it is capable of sub-minute of angle accuracy, which is considered quite good. 20. What really makes the AK so infamous is its extreme reliability. No matter how dirty or wet the rifle gets, it will always keep functioning. In fact, it has been known to continue firing even when completely submerged underwater. And if it does malfunction, it's usually due to the user doing something wrong rather than the rifle itself. That's a wrap on the AK-47, folks. Thanks for hanging out. See you next time.